Yo, Kaiju Wrecking Crew, I'm Spotted Menace, and this is what we have in store for you tonight. We have the results of this past WWE pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. We also have updates and rumors surrounding Jimmy Jacobs and Neville's status with the company. And finally, the much-vaunted trailer for Star Wars has dropped. Are you hyped? I sure am. This is your HEELKAIJU podcast.
We don't know where this monster came from. All we know is that he's angry, and that he is here to destroy.
You better watch your step, a crush warning is now in effect. Coming through, no regrets, for the cities he wrecks. Total devastation, the mission and his statement. Watch him body y'all come with villainy for entertainment. We'll take a basic riding in the dirt, break his back and laugh at him with a smirk. Throw across the skyline, world champ 2 times. He's got the microphone, sit back and listen up. HEELKAIJU Radio, pull a chair and turn this shit up.
Welcome back, everybody, to the HEELKAIJU podcast. As always, I am your host, Spotted Menace, and I'm sitting here right next to my sister, my co-host, Daria. Say what's up, Daria.
Hi, guys!
Chipper as always. And we also have with us our partner in crime, or partner in doing good partners? Like, what's the opposite of a partner in crime? Whatever it is, we got the resident hero, King Dead. Say what's up, King Dead.
What's up, King Dead?
Never gets old. At all. Whatsoever. Just never. But anyway, how you doing, KD?
I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
I am geeked beyond belief because this past Friday I got my hair did. I picked up my deluxe edition of WWE 2K18 and I have not put that thing down for a long time. What we're trying to do over here at HEELKAIJU is get some things created and started up and some content made for y'all. So keep an eye on that. We will have our YouTube channel up and running within a couple of weeks, hopefully. Until then, just keep an eye out for us. You know, watch us. See what happens. Beyond that, we're doing okay. We got some things going on, but let's get into this as quickly as possible before we have family members busting through doors and interrupting us, because that might happen. We got a full house right now. We got a full house.
Like the TV show?
Oh God, no.
Oh, yes.
No, you don't agree to that, because no.
Well, that's what it is.
Oh,
It's like a full house.
Last thing I need is the twin, not a twin, Olsen twins. They're not twins. They're just one person.
But we're twins.
They weren't twins. They were just one person. They just lied to you.
Okay, but my partner in crime is downstairs.
Oh God.
Waiting on me.
Oh God. So let's get this done because she's gonna harry me about this. Let's get this started because this past Sunday, if I got my days right, this past Sunday we had Hell in a Cell. And honestly, the beginning was great. The ending was great. And it was like, you ever have a sandwich where like the bread is just like perfectly toasted and tasty and succulent and amazing, and everything between it was just meh? We had the meat of meh, the lettuce of lame, the tomato of That's what we had for Hell in a Cell. It was great matches, sandwiching okay matches. But let's talk about 2 of those great matches. We had the New Day versus the Usos start us off for the night on the main card. And this was their last time ever. So they say. Last time ever for the titles between the Usos and the New Day. And it was, to borrow a phrase from JR, a slobber knocker. It was an amazing match. I think I'm a little bit premature in saying this, but because I don't really have much of a filter on this mouth of mine, I'll say it. Probably the best Hell in a Cell match you will ever see. If it's not the best, it is definitely up there. It is definitely up there with Taker throwing Foley off the top of the cage in terms of it being a bell-to-bell great match. We had some amazing spots. We had some ridiculous ones. It was the perfect amount of outlandish and just great, just visual, great wrestling. So if you are listening to this, definitely go ahead and give that a check. This is probably going to be one of the nominees for Match of the Year, in my opinion.
Oh, easily. Yeah, no, definitely. This was just a hell in a cell match. And it's like, I mean, they, like, you know, have been impressing for months now with these battles, and it's just like this one capped them off.
True that. For the past few weeks, they've been the unsung heroes of the WWE pay-per-view circuit. Because whenever they're on, whether it's on the pre-show or whether they're kicking off the show, they have torn the house down. And I have to say, the MVP of this whole feud, ever since New Day has shown up on SmackDown Live, has been Xavier Woods. I don't think you could find anybody who's done a better job of showing you why you should pay attention to their craft than him, than Mr. Up, Up, Down, Down.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Because I'm not exaggerating, because Daria was sitting here listening to, you know, not just listening to it, she was watching me watch the match. And my eyes were welling up whenever, like, Xavier was taking those kendo sticks while he was handcuffed.
Yeah. That was actually hilarious.
Yeah.
It was. It was definitely hilarious. But it was also kind of heartbreaking at the same time.
It was, because I hate that this is their last time that they're going to have a match with each other.
It's a shame, but it has to come to an end. There has to be an end point.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to end up with a. I mean, at least when they did their last time ever, it was, you know,
an impression.
It went out with a bang. It was a great match.
Yeah.
Versus when WWE tried to pull their last time ever with John Cena and Randy Orton, and everybody was like, "Thank God."
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
It was it was two men who separately could do great work, but for some reason, whenever they went at it with each other, it just was.
Nah.
I have no words. It was nothing. It was a nothing burger. Their feuds just never really amounted to anything. Like, there was a lot of, you know, animosity that they showed, but it never really amounted to anything when it came down to the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
There was no real major payoff, but this was a payoff. It was a great payoff.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then they followed it up on SmackDown Live proper right after this past Tuesday, by basically, instead of pulling the usual, like, oh man, we're the best ever, and you guys suck because y'all lost, it was a lot of mutual love and appreciation for them, and it only really cemented what their matchup was.
Yeah.
You know, it was really just to show that. Okay, let me put this to you in perspective. So you have the New Day on Raw, who were kind of sort of stagnating towards the end, because who were they facing? They weren't really facing anybody. So then the superstar shakeup happens and they're put on SmackDown. That's how they got to SmackDown. Then you had the Usos, who before they turned heel were probably the most talented but least interesting tag team in the whole division.
Oh God, easily.
Like,
and then you put with the New Days, and it worked.
They turned heel. You put them with the New Day, and I have to say, honest to goodness, like if this like few pay-per-view feud doesn't somehow make it to a WWE special or DVD somewhere down the line, they have lost their minds, because this is money. Like, just go through people talking about this. It may seem like I'm gassing this feud up, but really, think about it. Go back to these past few matches that they've had on pay-per-views. Cause even on regular TV, they've been putting on amazing matches and they've come seemingly out of nowhere. It's like the Usos came out of nowhere with charisma that they never had when they were faces and they were teaming up with Roman Reigns. That came out of nowhere. The New Day got rejuvenated. They were never not entertaining. It just, they had no direction on Raw. But now they had direction going up against a formidable team. And I'm not going to say much more on this because I'm going to keep rambling on this because I love it. I love it. So go back. If you got the WWE Network, go back, take a few looks at the past few pay-per-views that they've been involved in. And please tell me that you don't find what they've been doing entertaining. Please. Because I want to hear it and I want to know what doppelganger stole your skin and became you and just doesn't find entertaining things entertaining. I'm going to have to figure that out. Moving on to another result coming out of Hell in a Cell, we have what I like to call the return of friendship. Sami Zayn comes out of nowhere and shows his true colors, and that is to be a friend to Kevin Owens during a match between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon, something that I didn't think was going to be a great match. I thought it was going to be a good match because Shane, in his 40, almost 50-year-old body, has been able to put on at least entertaining segments.
With bad punches.
With horrible punches.
Yeah. Like,
if you're a kid and you're watching this and you go, hey, I want to punch like Shane McMahon, you're going to get beat up. Don't do that. Get a boxing bag or something. Get a punching bag and learn to punch. Don't follow Shane's. Don't do that. But Shane puts on entertaining matches. Kevin Owens is always entertaining. I think the only time that he wasn't entertaining is when they were trying so hard to make it look like he was going to hold on to the title when he got up to Goldberg.
Yeah.
That's about it. But he's always entertaining. So what turned out to be a great match from a match I thought was just going to be possibly just good. This was a great match with a great twist.
It was. I agree.
Now, when we're talking storytelling, this is storytelling.
Well, it's really good storytelling. Yeah. I kind of want to see where it's going to go, especially with Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the death of friendship last year.
Mm-hmm.
That was hilarious. That was funny.
Friendship ended last year.
Oh, God. Last year was not a good year for friendship.
It was not a good year for friendship.
It was not.
And then out of nowhere, here's what really built this up. And you know, if you're listening to this, chances are you saw it. So hopefully I'm not spoiling too much. There was no entrance music. They didn't make a big fuss about Sami being ringside until the last second.
Yeah.
It surprised everybody, and they handled that perfectly well. Sami saves Kevin, brings friendship back into the forefront, and Sami has some, on Tuesday, Sami had some amazing points for his grievances, for the reason why he did it. And honestly,
he came with receipts.
He came with a CVS ticket long of receipts. You know what I'm talking about when I say that CVS ticket. That big one with all, like every itemized thing that you purchased over the past month. That's what he came and he brought on Tuesday. And it all made sense. And it warmed this little heel's heart. It warmed my heart so much because he had a point. And you can't dispute his points. And I hope something comes out after it. I really do. I really hope he's vindicated by his actions as a character. I hope that I see title shot after title shot after title shot come his way. I hope to see title reigns come his way. Like, we're talking more about Sami, and he wasn't even involved in the match.
No, he wasn't. I must say, I did get kind of nervous with Sami Zayn turning heel. But now, after I saw that segment, I'm kind of excited.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't even think that you could technically say he turned heel. He just kind of was fed up.
Yeah, like, he was helping his friend.
He's not a bad guy right now. He's not one of those people who's going to kick you in the ding ding to win a match.
Well, no, I don't think he'll do that.
But I'm saying though, like, he's not really a bad guy right now. He's just a good friend. And friends. How many of us have them? You got to be on beat if you're going to join me. You got to be on rhythm and on beat. You were off. I should have cued you in. I should have known you were going to. On to our next topic. We're moving on to our next topic. And it's one that I actually am a little bit disappointed in. And that is Shinsuke Nakamura.
I have to agree with you, D. I don't like it.
I don't know what they're doing with him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are they doing with him?
I can't figure it out.
I was going to ask you, KD, what do you think?
I have no clue. It's like they saw everything that happened with him in NXT, and it's like, he's just a punk.
Yeah, that sucks.
It really, like, I you know what? One of these days we're gonna start up our other segment on fantasy booking and try to figure out how do you fix Shinsuke Nakamura, the character, because everything that he does in the ring, he does it well. He puts on a good match. I haven't seen too many bad matches. I've seen some mediocre ones, but it's kind of like the Randy Orton syndrome, where if you don't like build it up or something, you know, it's kind of hard for him to get up to it. But there's nothing wrong with Shinsuke Nakamura, the guy, but the character. Like when he was losing to Jinder Mahal, and it was the Singh brothers forcing his hand. I get that. I understand that. But he lost clean. He lost clean to Jinder Mahal. And we may joke around that you can't hinder Jinder, because you can't. You can't hinder Jinder. But at the same time, having Shinsuke just lose, he just lost. Like, yeah, there was a little bit of a tussle in the middle of the match, but at the end of the day, the Singh brothers were kicked out of ringside. And it was just Shinsuke versus Jinder. And Shinsuke like ran into the turnbuckle and then got hit with that sloppy Dream Street. That's what I'm going to keep calling it. The sloppy.
It was sloppy. I don't understand how he even won with that. Because it wasn't even a clean move.
Okay. To sort of give you an example as to what the issue is with Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke losing to Jinder Mahal, I'm using a retired wrestler's name for his finishing move, Ted DiBiase Jr., because we don't know what Jinder's finishing move name is. We don't know. It's never been called out. It's never been.
Yeah, it is. It's the Colossus.
What? I've never heard it called that at all.
No, they call it. They always call it.
I've never.
You just don't pay attention because you tune out by the end of the match.
Okay, fine. I will accept that. Strike what I just said from the record. I will accept that as a reason, because I've never heard them say what his finisher is. It's just like I've always called it the sloppy Dream Street. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like because here's the thing. Even in the game, they don't call it the what'd you call it? The Colossus?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ask you to spell that for me.
Oh, jeez. You're asking me a tough one.
But like even in the game, they don't call it that. They call it something else. And it's basically like they just described what the move is. That's how bad it is. Like, and also we have a WWE champion. Now this I know for a fact is right. I don't think he even has a shirt. I don't think he has merch.
He has one.
Did they just make it?
Yes, it was like a month ago maybe, and it's called the Colossus, Khallas. It's basically a Cobra Clutch Slam.
Yeah, I get that. The Colossus.
Yes.
You know what? I have to go back and I record SmackDown like religiously.
For this reason.
I'm gonna have to go back and be like, when did they actually call this? The Colossus. I'm sorry. Ooh, excuse my language.
I have to beep that out.
I'll beep it out. When have they ever... You know what? No. I have the power to beep it out. When have they ever called this shit the Colossus? Jesus.
At the end of every match, they say, it's Colossus from Jinder Mahal or whatever.
I'm going to have to see that. I'm taking your word for it.
I'm telling you, they call it that.
I'm definitely... You know what? You have done a better job researching Jinder Mahal than I have. I'll accept that.
Hey, you can't hinder him.
I mean, like... I guess not, because apparently Shinsuke can't win against him. Randy Orton can't win against him. Oh, and since we're going back on topic with Shinsuke, he loses at Hell in a Cell, and he's just in a tag match with Randy Orton. No resolution. Just a tag match.
But he won the tag match.
Woman, he won against Aiden English.
He still won. Which I know doesn't say a lot with Aiden English, but he won.
The silence on my end of the mic is just my seething anger at her for still trying to keep that point.
Moving on.
Seething. Oh, and as an aside, speaking of merch, before we go on to our next topic, so Alicia Fox gets her first shirt.
I want one too.
I'm gonna put the link to WWE shop and her shirt down in the description below. And when you click on this link, make sure to send a message to us at any of our platforms and tell me that this shirt isn't furry bait. I'm telling you right now, the next convention that I go to, I'm going to see this shirt and I'm going to start asking people like, where'd you get this shirt? It's like, bitch, I don't know. I see a fox on it.
Well, no, because the next convention, I'm going to have the shirt on.
Oh, God.
I'm buying that shirt. I'm wearing that shirt.
She's going to make me get that shirt. Yes. You know what? As long as she's wearing our merch, too, I'll allow it. I'll allow the cross-promotion. I'll allow that. I'll allow it. On to our next topic. We got a couple of things going on with WWE's talent backstage. Namely... Jimmy Jacobs. He was working backstage with WWE in several capacities. Came from Ring of Honor. I was super hyped when I heard his name get picked up to do some work with them, and apparently he has been released by WWE. Now there has been rumors that he's been having some trouble backstage outside of this incident. But on one of our previous shows, we spoke about how Cody Rhodes and the rest of the Bullet Club did a little bit of an invasion outside of Raw, reminiscent of the Generation X when they came to WCW. Except it was just, it was more of an homage than it was them actually trying to, puff their chest and go, we're better. Even they admitted it was more of an homage to that incident way back in the late 90s. And apparently Jimmy Jacobs, who's good friends with all the members of the Bullet Club, due to his work outside of WWE, he apparently took a picture with the elite members, the elite Bullet Club, and posted it to Instagram. Now he's outside of Raw, outside of the purview of WWE. He doesn't have any WWE merch on to tie him in with the company. There's nothing disparaging the company, but he just took his picture with a bunch of old friends while they were wearing their Bullet Club merch, and while they were at the very beginning of them being embroiled in a little bit of a cease and desist lawsuit between WWE and the Bullet Club, which we also spoke about because the Bullet Club used their Too Sweet, not just in matches, but also to sell their shirts. So Jimmy Jacobs takes a picture, posts it to Instagram, and he gets canned by WWE. Now, KD, my question: do you think they took it too far?
I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we won't know everything, but there's probably more than one reason why he was fired, and this was like just the straw that broke the camel's back kind of situation. Instead of like, you're fired for doing this, even though a bunch of other people had already done this.
Oh yeah. Because I mean, like even through all the rumors, they're straight up saying that this was the final straw there was some issues backstage. And of course, since we're never going to be back there to really record and list everything that happens ourselves, the only thing we can really do is speculate and rely on word of mouth. And a lot of these instances, the only thing that is a constant or is a truth is the fact that he is gone from the company. And this was the catalyst to oust him. But yeah, at the same time, like, do you think that this reaction from WWE as seeing it as a bad thing is suitable, or do you think that he should have expected something like this to happen?
I mean, he probably saw it coming and didn't care or wanted out, I'm guessing.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
It is. And honestly, you know, I love the guy. I love the guy for the things that he's done. So I don't even know if I could call it a shame, because like we've said it a couple of times before. We're kind of in the wrestling golden age where you don't need WWE. Matter of fact, on Twitter, Austin Aries, I can't really commit to the accuracy of this, but through his own words, somebody had made a statement earlier this week talking about, you know, Austin Aries having a bad attitude, and that's why he's resigned to the bingo halls. And he made a point, is like, the past 6 weeks in the bingo halls, I made more money than 4 months on WWE. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not in dude's bank account. I can just take his word for it. Now, if he says it's true, then really we're in a situation where if you want to make money, you don't need WWE. Now, Bullet Club is already, not Bullet Club, the Young Bucks have already pretty much proved this point by being such successes outside of WWE for as long as they have. And a lot of that is through merchandising.
Yeah.
Now, since the cease and desist has come through and made them, you know, stop selling Too Sweet merch, that shouldn't be much of an issue, because they're actually lampooning the whole situation by actually selling cease and desist. Wow, saying that this many times gives me a juicy mouth, and I'm stumbling over my words. Take two, damn. They started selling cease and desist shirts, lampooning the whole situation.
Wow.
So who knows? But right now, Jimmy Jacobs is confirmed no longer working with WWE. And whatever he does, I'm going to have to steal their line. We wish you luck in your future endeavors. Which shouldn't be too hard, considering the fact that you know how to handle yourself. So good luck out there, whatever you choose to do, Mr. Jacobs. Moving on to another rumor, and this one really hurts my heart, but it also explains a few things. Neville, this past Monday Night Raw, there are actually conflicting rumors going on about this. You got, what's his face? Damn, I'm messing up. Dave Meltzer. Thank you, brain. Making me say what's his face on air. I can't believe I just did that. We're professionals here. But Dave Meltzer reported that Neville didn't show up for Raw, and that's why we had that title match between Kalisto and Enzo. Reportedly, Neville was supposed to lose to Enzo again on Monday Night Raw, presumably in the main event. Now, we have other reports from other dirt sheets or dirt screens, or whatever you want to call it, saying that he wasn't even supposed to be scheduled to be in any live shows or even on Monday Night Raw. So there's no telling what happened. But what happens, but what the rumors are saying so far with Neville is that he is unhappy with his lot in the company, whether he no-showed Raw or whether he wasn't supposed to be there, and that's owing to the fact that he's not happy with his position in the company is up for debate. But they're saying that that Neville is either done with the company right now or soon to be done with the company. And that's kind of a shame, because I've always loved Neville. I've loved his work over the past few months as heel Neville. I've loved it. And honestly, having him beat up Enzo and lose out on basically any rematch that he's ever had with the Cruiserweight title, I was hoping that it would lead to a situation where you would see Neville jump ship to SmackDown. This is my fantasy booking working here. Jump ship to SmackDown and face off against AJ Styles for the United States title. I thought that, that's what they were heading toward.
Yeah.
And that would have been a good match.
It would have been a great match. It would have definitely been a great match. I'd have loved to see that. But instead, there's no telling what we're getting. We might see in the next coming weeks if any of this is true, because that's one of the downsides of trying to follow wrestling. You kind of have to rely on rumors, because it's not like we're going to get a script handed out to us and we're going to see something written out. A lot of these things happen last second. So we never know what actually happens until like maybe months down the road when somebody's shooting on YouTube about, what really is going on and what's really happening. And even then we got to take their word for it. And it's a bunch of he said, she said, and it's crazy. It's very crazy. The only thing that we know is Enzo at a live show recently did kind of make a statement about losing, about Neville stepping away from the company. So it's hard to tell if this is real, if this is a shoot, if this is a work. There's really all we can do is provide you with our insight on a rumor that may or may not be true. That's about as far as we can really go. That's really all we can do. But that's where we are with Neville. On to our next one, which is a little bit more fun. I don't know if you've seen the video that's been tossed around Twitter for a bit. I know I retweeted it.
This is just a really crazy feud, if you even can say that.
Yeah, you don't call it a feud because Tyrese ain't built for this.
He's really not.
He ain't built for this.
He's really not.
I mean, like if it ever comes down to it, I'm pretty positive The Rock can just like eviscerate Tyrese without breaking a sweat.
Well, this is The Rock's playing field, so he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. Tyrese can sing,
and that
Tyrese can barely act.
So that's probably about it. He could just sing.
But The Rock can sing and he can act.
Exactly.
True. Yeah, like he can act way better than Tyrese. Let's put it on there.
And let's not forget, he can also wear a tutu and still be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese can't do that.
Daria bringing in the Tooth Fairy.
Yes.
To solidify her points. I don't think we need to get you like a Slammy Award for that.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Pretty deep.
Bringing up the Tooth Fairy. But let's dig into this. So apparently there's a little bit of a tiff between The Rock and Tyrese, or more accurately, there's a tiff between Tyrese and The Rock is just like sitting off to the side going, bro, what you doing?
So it's really a tiff with Tyrese.
It's one-sided.
And Tyrese.
It's one-sided. So what's going to happen right now? It is confirmed that the Fast and the Furious series is going to take a little bit of a slowdown for their next installment because there is a spinoff hitting up between Jason Statham and The Rock. That's what's happening. Up close. And because they are going to be working on that spinoff, there's going to be a little bit of a delay with Fast and the Furious. And Tyrese isn't having that. I mean, I get it. You're technically messing with my paycheck. I get it. But you don't try and come shooting guns blazing and you're shooting blanks, which is basically what happened. So apparently Tyrese released a video showing The Rock just trashing his album, The Black Rose. The problem is this video is from 2015. And the other problem, The Rock apparently, as a good friend, actually was promoting the album. It was a joke, him trashing the album, because he, in reality, was promoting it and was helping people come to it and get his money.
That's true.
So Tyrese, in his attempt to try to paint The Rock in a bad light, reminded everybody why you don't come for The Rock. Because he cut a promo off the cuff, trashing the album, and everybody just had the O face. You know that face. You know that face like, oh, woo! Yeah, everybody had that face. Complex ran with it, started tweeting it out. Everybody retweeted it, and it kind of backfired because it didn't make The Rock look bad. It made Tyrese's album look like crap. And retroactively. I don't know whether it actually was because I hadn't listened to a Tyrese song since, what was that song?
I don't know, a while, because I haven't
Why you
either.
gotta act like that? That's the last time I heard any damn Tyrese song was from them.
And that was a while ago.
Yes.
I don't even know any songs from his new album, The Black Rose.
I didn't even know he had a new album, The Black Rose. He should have tweeted this out in 2015 so he could actually make himself some money and he wouldn't act all brand new that The Rock is getting his guap up on a spinoff.
That's true.
Maybe then he wouldn't have to deal with stuff. He wouldn't have to be trying to beef with The Rock. Come on, cuz. Come on, man. I can't believe this. I can't believe this dude done sat here and spent his time trying to bring a man down and ended up making himself look foolish. Tyrese, what is you doing, baby? What is you doing? Regardless, we had that weird beef to follow up. Up next is probably going to be one of the biggest and, most amazing thing that we talk about is Star Wars: The Last Jedi, coming out in December. This past Monday, though, they released the trailer. I think it was during Monday Night Football, which nobody was really watching, but, I found out, I saw it.
I put it on because it was on Raw and Raw wasn't interested.
Yeah, which is kind of the state overall this past few months. I love y'all WWE, but come on, bros. It should be this simple. But anyway, Star Wars releases their trailer, and
I'm so excited. I'm stoked. I'm ready. December 15th. Come on.
We might end up like dressing in Jedi robes, but then again, we might also end up getting beat. A bunch of black people dressing in robes, just like standing in front of a movie theater. So we down in the South, we might not try that. But December 15th, their release date, the trailer, which we will put the link in the description below. So if y'all managed to miss out, first of all, if y'all managed to miss out on seeing the trailer, come get your life. Seriously, catch that trailer. Now, what is our expectations for this upcoming movie? Because we saw a lot of things. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm actually not going to talk about a lot of things that happened inside the trailer. But I've heard a few. I heard a few issues with the trailer from our one. I'm gonna give a shout out to our newest member of the Kaiju Wrecking Crew, Connell. Say what's up, Connell. He ain't here, but keep an eye out for him. Connell in our voice chat had a couple of issues. One of the issues, more notably, is the fact that they brought out a cute and cuddly new character in that little penguin guy, that bug-eyed penguin guy that screeched right after Chewbacca did. And he's worried because that's where they're gonna get their money from. That's where they're gonna get their merchandising. That's where they're gonna get their toys, and that's where they're gonna sell in Happy Meals and in Burger King Kids Meals, which don't exist anymore, do they? Burger King Kids Meal, or is it just the Burger King Kids Club?
I don't know.
It was the Burger King Kids Club.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that one day because that was a fever dream.
Yeah.
Remember they had the wheelchair kid because of inclusiveness?
I was just thinking about the wheelchair kid.
And wasn't his name Wheels? Because
why? That is so 90s. That is so 90s. But let's not get off track. Bug-eyed penguin guy in the trailer screeching out, and everybody's going like, "Oh, we got our new thing!" Because in what was it, The Force Awakens?
Yeah,
you had BB-8. That was a new toy.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing: BB-8 was fun. He was integral to the plot without being too much eating up screen time. He was fun. It worked. Now they're trying it again, and I think the issue right now, the problem that people are worried about right now is, will it be more BB-8 or will it be more Jar Jar Binks? Now that's the question.
And that's probably something we'll have to wait and see for.
Of course, because what can we do? It's not like we can watch it right now and go this is crappy, this is good.
That's true.
We're going to have to shell out our dollars to see whether or not they're going to Lucas it up, or if Disney is going to show that, hey, we can put a little cute character right here and sell toys like we did with Baby Groot without it being completely annoying. We can do that. Which, I just made my case for it. It's like, they did it with Baby Groot. Baby Groot was everywhere. But
Baby Groot was awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome.
So it worked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's but Lucas, if it was in Lucas's hands, we saw what happened. We saw it with the remastered original trilogy with random ass CGI characters that weren't anywhere in the original movies. We saw it with the second trilogy, the prequels, with Jar Jar Binks all up in the piece. But Disney showed it with BB-8. Disney showed it when they have the Marvel properties with Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Baby Groot. So Disney might be able to do this, and we should give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, the secondary issue that people are having with this is, in The Force Awakens, it was basically a retread of the fourth Star Wars. I'm showing my lack of nerdiness because I forgot what the subtitle was for that. New Hope, that's what it was. I thought it was a retread of New Hope. And in a way, it kind of was. The beats were kind of the same, but the movie was still its own with the characters that they had. It ended up being kind of the same movie, but it wasn't. It's a weird situation with that. And people were wondering if if the same thing is gonna happen with The Last Jedi, if it's gonna be another retread of one of the original trilogies. And the only thing that they really have to go on for that is the fact that, okay, a little bit or a lot of it takes place on potentially on an ice planet, when we saw that Alolan Ninetales Fox crystal ice thing, whatever it's called, running into the ship.
It was cool.
It was cool, but that's one of the things that I am hearing a little bit from social media, is it might be another retread, and they're going to be worried about it. The problem with this argument that I'm hearing getting made is the fact that the people who worked on The Force Awakens, I honestly and earnestly believe that they saw how the original trilogy impacted true fans of the product of Star Wars. And they wanted to let you know that it was in good hands. So it was less of a retread and more of a love letter to the original, to the things that made the original trilogy so spectacular. And it hit those notes perfectly, while also creating new characters that everybody could, love and want to follow and want to see them grow. Now, this is their chance to really provide a truly original story. And that's what I think is actually going to be happening. We're going to get an original story when it comes down to it with The Last Jedi. Because I'm interested, and I don't think I've ever been this interested in Star Wars. Because when it came to The Force Awakens, it was more of a cautious optimism. When it came down to Rogue One, I was more trying to figure out what they were planning on doing with a story where we knew what the end result would be. We knew it. We knew what would happen in the end, but they still managed to get us to follow along. It was a great popcorn movie. Of course, you can't really follow along with characters that are going to end up dead in the end, but it was still a great movie. It was still a great movie for what it was. Now we have the second of the third trilogy, or however many movies they're going to make, coming up with The Last Jedi. We got Mark Hamill coming back. We have the late Carrie Fisher. And how, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but they said that they weren't going to do any CGI stuff with that, so thank goodness. We got Rey, we got Finn. I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready to see what's happening. I'm actually incredibly stoked for it. How about you, KD?
No, it looks pretty cool. I'm excited for it.
What do you think? What do you think is going to be the big twist at the end, though? Like what do you think the relationship between Rey and Luke is going to be?
Probably, I don't know, uncle.
Because there were a lot of mystery that we didn't catch at the end of Force Awakens. There was a lot of things that we got, little glimpses of, but never really finished out. And here's hoping that we'll either get a resolution or some kind of continuation with it. But that's where we are right now. Super, super stoked for the new upcoming Star Wars movie. And really, honestly, I think that's it. See, we're gonna be more professional as we go along, because really, that's all we got right now for y'all. I mean, we just got a bunch of bull that we talked this whole episode, but hey, we got through it. We had fun. We laughed. Daria, take us away.
As always, you can catch our podcast on iTunes, link in the description below, or at the website at HEELKAIJU.com. There you can find our shows, articles, and our merchandise to help keep this site up and running and to keep us providing you with content. You can also join the Kaiju Wrecking Crew by following us on our Twitter account at HEELKAIJU, where we'll provide any updates, developments, and insights. Thanks again for listening, and remember to keep smashing.
That's it for us. Deuces.